What's up, guys? It is Thursday, June something or other, and it is also Thursday, like I just said, and welcome to our third episode of Crash and Burn. And tonight we have a lot to talk about. There's lots of news, there's some great topics that we have planned for you guys tonight, and we have the lovely ladies from DMO Knives. Say hi, everybody.
Hello.
Cool.
Hello.
And as always, we have my sidekick here, Mr. Andy.
Hello, internets.
Hey, the microphone's working this time. I hope everybody can hear him.
I had a little microphone lesson. I have to get a little closer to it.
Yeah, put your face right in that thing.
Yes, yes.
And as always, the lovely Mrs. Erica Santola.
Good evening, everybody.
Cool. I know you got a lot to talk about tonight, too, so I'm really excited. Let me find my notes here so we can get started. And last week's show, we talked about all kinds of cool stuff. We had a sweet YouTube video. We had the Hudson brothers on, and they were great. We got to learn all kinds of stuff about their manufacturing processes and some cool new stuff that's coming out, like a barbershop. That was very cool.
Yeah, looking forward to the new products they're coming out with.
Yes, absolutely. So we have, this time I believe it's working, and if you guys go to the Google Plus page or link to it off the YouTube, depending on where you're watching us right now, the question and answer should be live. I disabled the other plugins, so hopefully you can see them. So if anybody sees this, go ahead and ask a question. We can make sure it's working. And cool. Feel free to ask your questions throughout the entire show. We go for about an hour and a half, and you'll be able to watch it on replay if you can't watch the whole thing. So, as I said, we have Brian and Rob from DMO Knives, and we're going to get into a sweet interview with them pretty soon. And but absolutely are welcome to the show. And I'm glad you guys are here. Tell your friends, post up about this, and if you like it, if you don't like it, cool. Let's go ahead and Erica, you start us off. Every show, you start us off with a sweet news topic. What you got?
Well, I have something, but I didn't know if you wanted to talk about everything that's been going on this week instead. You know, mine was kind of a little bit more of a fluffy piece, but we've had some big things happening in the news. Everything from Trump announcing his run. We've had racial trans something or other going on in the news, and then also let's not forget about the shooting. So, I mean, what do you want me to do with that?
What do you want to talk about? I am cool with talking about any of those. I was actually watching the news today, and on lunch I was watching the sort of unfold as it was happening, and it's a lot going on with that. There's a lot in there. I don't know. As far as the transracial NAACP woman, I'm over that. I mean, I think could care less.
Yeah, that was kind of ridiculous.
Are worth it though. Some of the best memes out there right now are coming from that.
Yeah,
that is
true. They're hilarious. So, if you're gonna pick a news topic, either the Trump or the shooting. It's up to you.
Shooting.
All right. Well, I think I've only saw everything that everybody else has saw. We had a shooting last night. Happened around 9 o'clock, South Carolina, at a church, a very historically predominantly black church. I believe 18 to 21 years old, white male went in.
21. Yeah.
Listened. 21. Excuse me. Yeah. 21-year-old white male went in. Sat through a talk and then decided to get up and shoot up the place. There's been talk all day about this. We've been unraveling things, waiting for things to come in. There's also been things that coming in that's saying that it's a hate crime. I guess my question right off the bat is, why is this labeled a hate crime? Did he say something during it? Did he write a note that said, I did this because of race? I did this because something like that, why is this automatically labeled that? Or did I miss something?
I think the only people that are labeling it a hate crime right now are the news. It has to officially go through the channels to be labeled a hate crime. It's just knee-jerk reaction of most of the media. It's very Adam Lanza-ish, this kid.
Yeah, the haircut.
Picture is very, very similar. I'm sure when we get some background from it, he's going to be mentally unstable.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to come out like that.
Well, like when I was watching the Rochester news, I believe it was CBS, they had declared that it was a hate crime. Like, it was right there. I was like, oh, okay. And I didn't know what backed that up. Like, what makes something a hate crime just, versus he's off his rocker.
Yeah, I think what bothers me the most is that this isn't different. While yes, I could see it being targeted as a hate crime because, of him going into this church and it was predominantly African American. Now, if the shooter was also African American, would it still be called a hate crime? Unlikely. But what really bothers me is that they wasted no time. Barack Obama, Hillary, all the Democrats wasted absolutely no time pleading for gun control. And one of the quotes that I read about it was, at some point, we as a country will have to reckon with the fact that this kind of mass violence does not happen in other advanced countries. And it says it doesn't happen in other places with this kind of frequency. It is in our power to do something about it. Now, that's pretty much exactly what he said, or very similar to what he said after the Newtown incident. What does everybody think about that? Are we going to see another huge push for gun control? Going to see the price of ammo and guns go crazy? What do you guys think?
I think where there's a will, there's a way. It doesn't matter what the weapon is. I mean, they can outlaw them all they want. Okay, so next time they'll just show up with a machete or, baseball bat, car. You get a cafe of people sitting on the sidewalk. You drive a car down the sidewalk. Guess what? You're gonna have mass murder. I mean, until they do something about the background check where it goes into the psychological aspect of people, you're gonna have a lot of problems. I mean, somebody can just check on the 4473 that no, I don't have any mental conditions. And there's no way the FBI has no way when you do the background check to confirm if you do or don't.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think gun violence can be solved with any sort of control. I agree 100% exactly what you're saying.
I got one comment from Cassie on YouTube saying she did see one of the survivors did say that the shooter said he did it because they were black.
Okay.
What I saw the Obama speech.
Survivor, or that came from the shooter himself?
One of the survivors from the shooting said the shooter said that it was because they were black. That's just what's being reported. What I did watch the Obama speech, and if he went up there and said the same thing every time a firearm saved a life. Because what he said was that he was tired of coming up here every time this happened, and if he came up there every time a firearm saved a life, he'd be up there all the time. So I mean, that kind of pissed me off.
Yeah, but that's not something to run on.
No, yeah, it's not.
No, I think it's to be expected. Honestly, it was not surprising in the least bit to me. It certainly is a hateful killing. It's a tragedy. It's awful. And being as close as Erica and I were to like West Webster, and Andy being a fireman and everything, we know what it's like to be this close to something that was such a tragedy involving firearms. I think that it's not the right thing to do, is push for this, because the only thing that's going to happen is there's going to be a knee-jerk reaction that's not going to solve any problems, and it's just going to cause it's not going to stop anything from happening. It's just going to cause grief for lawful gun owners.
You're right, but it's easier to go after that than attack the monstrosity that is mental health that is such a huge, scary topic for people to be like, wow, we have to clean this up. I mean, how do you start doing that? I'm not saying that what they're doing is right, but it's the easier thing. It's easier to make it look bad. Guns are bad, you know, instead of the mentally, you know, they're bad. They don't want to point a finger at somebody for being bad.
No, but the most ridiculous part is fix the NICS system. We have stuff in place that's supposed to prevent people that are mentally ill from getting firearms. And we have that, so why aren't we fixing it? There's a majority of states out there that don't even report mental health issues to the NICS database. Then it can only be as good as the information it's working with. If it's working with a database that's years old and not being updated, when you go to buy that gun at Gander Mountain or Field and Stream or whatever, and you fill out your NICS check and do your background check and you pass it, but only just 3 months ago you went to a psychologist because you're fucking nuts, and it doesn't show up because it wasn't reported.
What if you went to the psychologist and they're like, I think you have a little bit of anxiety, so let me give you some anti-anxiety. What about the average person that needs, anxiety stuff?
Well, that's the thing.
You guys all booked into the same thing?
No, it shouldn't be. Why? Who's going to make that decision?
Exactly.
We need to invest more money into mental health research, because then maybe we'll be able to tell the difference between somebody who just has some minor anxiety or has some, whatever that could be medicated. And just a difference between that and somebody who's going to go do this.
I agree. I see how it's going to be a huge undertaking. I'm not saying that they shouldn't. They're going to look at it and go, wow, that's a lot of work. Let's take the easier road.
Oh, I agree. I mean, that's without a doubt, that is the thinking behind it. Plus, the ignorant masses are going to see it, and that's all they're going to want anyways.
Well, I think that can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. What we said a little bit earlier is you have people that you take away guns, they're going to find something else. There's a bunch, I mean, I would say the majority, but I'd probably insult someone, of stupid and ignorant people out there, or just mentally unstable people that can go online and get directions to making a bomb and take out a ton more people, at one time. I mean, they're just going to continue on, get a knife, a car, but we have access to all this destructive ability at our fingertips that, I think it's, you're just going to start unarming the people that need to be armed to protect themselves. I carry a gun to church with me every Sunday, just for that reason. My pastor actually asked me to carry. So, I mean, if someone starts shooting, I'm going to do my best to...
And I honestly thought we were going in the right direction with it. I thought that with the colleges and the schools passing or trying to pass, teachers or being able to carry in places that maybe we weren't allowed to before. I really thought we were moving in the right direction finally to, I was like, oh, they finally understand that, putting more good guys or good girls with firearms is the right thing to do, and it's the way to protect people because, law enforcement is not only 30 seconds away. And it's unfortunate.
I think it's a problem with society. You look at the same thing with what's happening to the police right now, how people are just attacking with flagpoles. I mean, if you attack a cop, you're going to get shot. They have a gun. You know that. It's going to happen. And people aren't, they just don't care. You watch video after video now of them just saying, I don't care, I'm going on YouTube. You're going to shoot me. And that's all you see. It's the same mentality. They don't care. They're just going to do whatever they got to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it so? My conspiracy theory is that it's actually the government sending these unstable people out and initiating the shootings. Possible. It's just an idea that has went past my mind because it keeps on going on, and then every time it happens, politicians jump on it and try to get their way, just to back their political views.
Yeah, I think that while there's a lot that can be done for mental health and changing this for the better, I really think it's going to be fun for the worst for us as responsible gun owners. And now is the time for us to stay strong, especially as intelligent, responsible gun owners, to get together. And the point is not to be out on social media, just bad mouthing Democrats and bad mouthing liberals and just acting like fools. We need to have coherent, legitimate blog articles, coherent, legitimate posts. Think before you write. My message is to everybody that's listening now and anybody that listens to this in the future. You represent the rest of your gun community. No matter how much you think you may just be alone, I have a small blah, 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 you represent anybody. Because somebody may find that, and it's ever so important that we, get together and provide a positive image for this. And, I think we need that faith. I just think it's important. I mean, what do you guys think?
Yeah, I think that's really, really important right now. I mean, yeah, I don't think the response is to go around, start parading AR-15s in the street, going into Walmart and Starbucks and saying that, oh, look, we can carry, let's stir up some news and stuff. Be smart. Like Mike just said, let's not try and get into a bashing contest and, oh, you're stupid, you're this, da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah. Hey Brian, turn your volume down a little bit. I think we're getting some feedback from you.
Just a couple of comments from YouTube. Pete is saying that the left is portraying that the left is portraying guns are bad and not people, which it could be true. Blue State is talking about Erica is dead on, talking about because they spend billions on advertising.
I totally missed that. Wait, you said that they said that Erica is right. I like this person. Who is this person again?
Blue State Refuge. I think we know him.
We do. That's Tom.
That is Tom. Yes,
Tom
it is.
From Kentucky.
Ah, I love Tom.
Yeah, they do spend billions on advertising, and that could have something to do with the mental health issue.
Sure. We've got a bunch more coming up. Does anybody else have anything to add to this?
What are you smiling about, Mike?
I gotta not watch YouTube or Facebook videos while the show's on because, oh my God, you guys. I'm sorry.
All right.
No, I gotta play this for you guys. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh shit! How do I do this? Here. Hang on.
Tactaholic said, "Great job, great topic."
Screen share. Entire screen. Go. Can you guys see this?
Yep.
All right.
一緒に遊ぼうどうして出てこないの前は仲良くしてたのになぜ会えない
I hope you guys are seeing this.
大きな雪だれ
Oh
は
my god.
わかったよ
What the heck? Oh, shit. Wow.
Just another thing you can't unsee again.
What is wrong with you?
Oh. Okay, so let's move on to something serious, I suppose. Well, let's get into our guests here. As I said before, we have Brian and Rob from DMO Knives, and welcome again. So, give us a little background about DMO. You know, nobody really, but we may have people that don't know about it. So go ahead and give us ground up right from the background.
You want to start, Rob? Or you want me to?
I'll let you.
DMO came about over close to 3 years ago. Rob had a company called Dead Moose Ops, making some knives and some paracord, doing a really good job with that. I had a knife I've had in my head for years to have made, so I went to Rob and said, "Hey, got an idea for a knife, and I think if we make some, I think we might have something here." So Rob sat down and disappeared for about 30 days and came out of his dungeon with these 2 knives, our first 2 breachers actually, and they came out really cool. We put them through the test. They worked really good. Started showing them around. Next thing you know, we had orders. People wanted them, and we shortened it from Dead Moose to DMO. The main reason was it was just hard to say Dead Moose Ops knife, Dead Moose Ops this, Dead Moose Ops that. It kind of all ran together. So we just kind of came up with the DMO thing and ran with it. It's been awesome. We've been humbled by the whole reception of everybody. It's just been humbling actually the last 3 years. It's just been crazy seeing how fast it grew, and it keeps growing each day.
Cool. Now you guys only started 3 years ago?
Rob had been making knives before that under Dead Moose Ops, and I came in with some different designs and stuff, and we went with DMO. I joined in with him as a partnership, and we took it to the next level, and we continue to take it to the next level each year.
That's cool. For those of you guys out there who haven't had a chance to handle one of their knives, they are some of the beefiest, most badass knives out there. And we've got, I've got a couple. I've got my All-Star Tactical one you guys did, and my Inked Up Gunfighter Cleaver. Rob disappeared.
He's got a surprise.
Uh-oh. I'm excited.
Get your ones out.
Yep.
Do some music.
Tell us a little about your background, Brian, while we're waiting for Rob. So you were raised in a gun shop?
Pretty much. I've been around guns since I was 6. My family had a large store from the time I was 6 to about 18. And I grew up around them. Started shooting competitions when I was 6. Just kind of grew from there. Started collecting knives when I was young because that's the only thing I could go out and buy without having a parent there or something. And it's just something I enjoy, something I like doing. I've been teaching classes for years, and just glad that we're still in the business of producing a big, reliable tool that somebody can use and not be afraid to use it.
Very cool. Rob, what's your background, Rob?
My background, I went to college here in Springfield, and I did about 4.5 years of physics engineering, and some things happened. I wasn't able to actually graduate, but from there, had a lot of stuff go on between then, but I'd always been a huge knife guy, so I sat down and started doing research and putting some of my schooling to work in engineering and organic chemistry and physics aspect of, if I was going to make myself a knife, I was going to make myself the best knife on the market, the best knife in the world. So I went through probably about a year to a year and a half prior to Brian and I getting together, going through the process and of doing some. And I had a lot of buddies that I gamed online, so I had a lot of guys that were being deployed that were friends of mine that I'd never met before, but they knew I made some knives. They're like, hey, you know, if you make me a knife, I'll deploy with it. And I thought that was pretty cool. So I started making a bunch of my friends' knives and to be deployed. And basically it was just that. I mean, it was a slow startup. Built all my tools that I used because, you know, I couldn't afford the $1,500 oven for heat treating or
Sure.
you know, $35,000 belt sander, you know. So
Yeah.
we built all that up, and we're still using the majority of it today, even though we've upgraded to nicer, you know, more of the Mercedes-Benz tools now, but instead of the Chevette.
Would you say like knife making is kind of like being a photographer? I mean, you could have all the expensive equipment in the world, but if you don't got the eye for it or the hand for it, you know, you got nothing.
Yeah, and you know, and understanding the material you're working with. A lot of knife companies out there, they want to make a knife to sell as many as possible and to make a buck and do it as fast as possible. And even though we're keep on improving our stuff to try to get it done faster, our number one priority is the fact that it's not going to let the operator down. It's a tool that you can depend on, and you don't have to worry about something happening. You know, if you go out and you have several pocket knives or even fixed blade knives that you can buy, you know, for $30 to under $100, you know, if you use it probably more than 3 times significant use, you're going to have to put another edge on it, you know, and keep on resharpening it. And, you know, we've developed a process to where it's not necessarily a new idea, but it's redesigned. The Samurai Sword's been using similar ideas for years. We just designed it for a modern day use and the modern day steel that we have available to us.
Yeah, I think you guys have put a lot of thought into it. You know, there's probably I think everybody's dealt with the walked into a gun shop or walked into a sporting goods store and bought, you know, their first knife or whatever. And really, until people experience custom knives or especially a knife from you guys, I think that it's a completely different thing. It's hard to go back to buying something for like $29. You know, I'll find myself, I'll fly somewhere and I'll be like, crap, I forgot a knife. Let me run into Dick's or run into somewhere, you know, and you pick up like a no, not a no name, but you pick up, you know, a big box store brand, and it's like, man, this sucks.
A Gerber.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with Gerber. I cut through several.
Gerber.
Yeah, our biggest thing was to make, like Rob said, a hardcore knife that you can use. And our biggest thing we key in is our customers. I mean, we try to take care of customers. We try to chat with them all the time, make time for them, you know, because without them, there would be no us, of course. The cool thing is we have a lot of repeat customers. I mean, we've got some customers that have about every model we have. We've got some customers that have multiple models of the models we make. And we just continue to grow, and it's like I said, it's been truly humbling. I think the most humble we've been, though, was going to the SHOT Show this year. Just the reception we had there, people walking up and talking to us, and people, big manufacturers talking to us, you know, hanging out with some really cool people there, and you know, getting to meet people that we knew them from Instagram, but didn't get to meet them in person until then. It was a really, really cool.
Did you guys go to the Blade Show this year?
We didn't. We weren't able to make it. We just moved to a new shop, and we were running about 2 weeks behind due to some of the construction we had to do inside the shop, and we had to start getting some knives out. So we'll probably be there next year. We hope to make that trip next year. So
that's cool. I don't think I've ever been to the Blade Show. I'd like to go at some point, but most likely Erica will make me leave my wallet home.
Yeah. Yep.
So what's this, Rob? Do you got a surprise for me?
Oh,
you got to talk so I can.
Okay, can you see that?
Yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna make you make you present to everybody. There you go.
There we go.
That is beautiful. I love it. For those of you guys who don't know, even though I do have 2 knives already from these guys, I would crap my pants if I went out and really tested the 2 that I have. They are trophy pieces for me. They sit up on my shelf, and I guess they're sentimental in some points. So I had these guys make me up, because this is a brew, right?
Breacher.
Oh, breacher. Sorry. I
gave you one to test.
This was one for us to test. So, Andy, you and I got to take it out to the range. We're gonna shoot it. We're gonna throw it at stuff. We're gonna run it over. We are gonna beat the hell out of this knife, or we're gonna film it. So, all you guys out there listening, who are on the fence about buying a DMO knife, we are going to kick this knife's butt, and we'll prove to you how truly badass these knives are. I really appreciate you guys doing this for us, and then after we beat the hell out of it, I'll send it back to you.
Thanks.
So,
that's awesome.
Cool.
We'll put it right beside high capacity TVs. One they blew up and shot and
Yeah, Garrett's a good buddy of ours. So I remember watching that video. I think that's actually the first way I got turned on to knowing you guys. So
yeah.
very cool, very cool. Well, do you guys have anything else to add? Any specials coming up, or what's the typical price range for some of your knives?
Our breacher starts around $300. That's what we do allow the color of the blade, the color of the sheath, and the color of the handles. We have about 160 colors of blade, 90 colors of handle, and whatever color Kydex you can do. And then we have some other knives like the Chubb, which is just a shorter version of that. It's kind of like a Glock 17 to a Glock 19, which is the Chubb, which is just a shorter breacher. Then we have the Brute, which is kind of like the 17L. So they all kind of stack together as far as size, or a 34, I guess you could call it. And we got some new models coming out. We are trying to upgrade our website to make it more user-friendly. Like I said, we grew a lot faster than we expected. Instagram just kind of took us to another level we didn't expect. So we're getting there. As we approach 30,000 people on Instagram, we're going to do a big giveaway. Probably $1,000 or so worth of hardcore hardware or hardcore knives from us, all that good stuff. So,
I got one question from one of our viewers right now. What kind of steel do you guys use, and are you treating in-house, or do you send it out?
We use 1095 steel, and like I said, we've tried to think of every aspect of the engineering process we could think of, from gripping the knife to the materials we use, the coating, the handles. 1095 is a high carbon steel. It's not, a lot of knife makers today don't use high carbon steel hardly anymore because of it's not corrosion resistant. The problem with that is whenever you start using stainless steels, you start getting very dense steels that you can sharpen, but you can't pry with it. If you try to pry or do stuff that you do with a breacher or any of our models, it's going to
more
snap.
brittle, right?
Yes. It's
like
very
D2
brittle.
steel.
Yeah, and you know what I tell a lot of people is if you go out to a field and you look at a car, you know, that's been there since the 1930s. One of the only things that's going to be in fairly decent shape, other than a little bit of surface rust, are the leaf springs, and that's pretty much spring steel. The 1095 has a little bit more carbon percentage-wise in it, but it's a tough steel, and that's why we use it, because it just makes for an all-around better knife. And with the process I was talking about earlier that we developed, you can get the same kind of wear resistance and the same kind of edge retention as you can some of the higher end steels, without, because a lot of what we do, I mean, you'd be adding, probably another $100 per knife whenever you start bumping into the higher grade steels, which people can make hard, but it's easier for those people to make knives and have the wear resistance than it is, for us using the high carbon steel and getting the same end results. So we're able to try to pass that on to our customers, especially since we have a bunch in law enforcement and military that,
it goes the 1095 goes through 4 different processes, so it makes it very more like a hand tool, like Rob says, for chopping, prying, stabbing, cutting, whatever you need to do, it'll work. And we make a joke around there that we say your grandchildren will enjoy your DMO, and they'll be fighting over it.
Yeah, that's good.
So can I do one thing real quick? One of my customers requested this, so.
My eyes.
No,
It could have been a lot worse, I think.
Yeah, I think we saw that earlier from Facebook.
All right.
Cool. Well, thank you guys again. Rob and Brian, I'm going to go ahead and mute you guys. We're going to continue on with the show. And if you guys want to chime in, feel free to unmute yourself and chime in. Like I said, Brian, we're getting a little bit of feedback, but so let's go ahead and move on here. Next up on the show, we've got our Guns and Gear segment, whatever you want to call it. And we've got a few new things to talk about. I'm going to go ahead and give it over to Andy real quick. He's got something to talk about. Go.
Yeah, I want to talk about Gerber knives, how awesome they are. I'm just kidding, actually. I wanted to talk about tomahawks. Does DMO have tomahawk yet? Yes?
They're shaking their heads, yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
we do. You can. We have a couple photos on our Instagram page. We have a few that hopefully will be going out to the Coast Guard. I'm not sure exactly what the Coast Guard. Basically, there's not special forces, but they're special utilities guys. They're breachers or whatever that board ships, and they work closely with the Navy. And so we have hopefully a bunch going out to a group of them. But I'm trying to think how far. It's been a couple months ago, so you'll have to go back a little bit on at DMO Knives on our Instagram. But
we
do
also
have
have 2 small axes we're getting released probably in about 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to check those out. The tomahawk came from our region of the country with the Algonquin Indians. And what they used was a rock on a stick, and they used it for bashing heads in, basically. And what has come up in today through the military, they use them a lot in Vietnam. The SOG guys, the MACV SOG guys used them in Vietnam. And today's military, they're using them as breaching tools, as a blunt force tool. It's not like they're doing throwing competitions in the military. What they're using them for is real hard use. So the full tang tomahawks now, like the RMJs out there, you're paying premium. Like, I don't know what your guys is going for. They're going for from anywhere from 4 to 9 to astronomical amounts for some of them. But they're getting really useful. I'm a paid fireman. I'm starting to see them in the fire industry. They have small Halligans, and now they're coming out with small tomahawks. They're good. They're good because they're light. They're easy. They look cool. Any backyard camp out now, you get the big piece of wood. Everyone's doing throwing competitions, mixing funds with firearms and tomahawks. Do you guys have any other ones that you like other than yours? I'm sure. Mike, do you have a tomahawk yet?
I've got like 6 of them, and I'm gonna shout out to my man Paul Van Dunk over here, who keeps bugging me on Facebook about my neck tattoos. But ever since the ex Coastie barbecue, when Paul and we were doing tomahawk throwing feats of strength, we I went out like the next day and bought like 17 tomahawks, like 6, but still. I haven't even really unboxed them, have I, Ari? I haven't thrown them at anything yet.
No, like all of your cool stuff, it just sits there, and then people come to the shop, and I get to show them to people, but that's about it.
Right. Well, wait till X Coast Barbecue 2015. I'm going to show up with many more tomahawks than anybody else is there.
Well, I'm going to shout out to the old American Tomahawk Company. These things are, you can find them for like $25, Amazon, maybe even cheaper, and you can throw the hell out of these things without worrying about your $800 tomahawk throwing. So if you're doing the backyard thing, the American Tomahawk Company, you also have the SOG, which I think are pieces of shit because
I have one of those.
yeah, I think I got a couple as gifts. The plastic resin handle, I think, is their weakness point there. Start throwing this thing or trying to pry with this, it's just going to fall right apart.
What's the other one?
What do you guys think? This I have the CRKT designed by R. This is like the poor man's tomahawk. RMJ did the design on it. CRKT did this. I got this at SHOT Show last year.
Yeah, I have one of those. I actually really like it. Yeah, style-wise and everything, it's nice looking.
Yeah, it's full tang. It's not bad. It really isn't bad.
And it's reasonably priced. I think it's like $60 or something.
Yeah. Yeah, it's something I wouldn't mind throwing around.
Right. Cool. Well, very cool. I love tomahawks.
Everybody loves tomahawks.
Yeah, I don't know how you not like tomahawks, but I know Erica's chomping at the bit here, getting all excited. She wants to talk about her new piece of equipment.
Yeah, so last week, or the past 2 shows, I've kind of been complaining about holsters, not having a holster, not being able to carry, concealed carry and everything. So last week, after the show, Bob Cutt, am I saying that right, Mike?
Yes.
He got a hold of Mike and I and offered to make me a holster to try and, figure out my carry situation. So he actually dropped off today, this bad boy, for my shield. I've been wearing it most of the day today. I did have my son's graduation, so obviously I couldn't wear it then. But for the rest of the day, I tried it out. I tried it out in various positions. I tried appendix, and then I also tried on my back and everything. With what I'm wearing today, I can conceal it appendix, but I have one of these like flowy shirts on, so you can't see anything. But if I were to lift that up, not so much. I don't know if appendix is ever going to be an option for me. But this one works really well carrying it on my back. I'm able to conceal it much better back there. Even with pulling the shirt up a little bit without the flowy shirt there, it looks way better. It looks like a wallet or something instead of a gun dong in the front. And it's really well comfortable. Yeah, really, really well made. If you're able to like see it at all, I don't know. It's probably, doesn't do it justice and everything, and it smells really good because it's leather and I like it. But yeah, so I'm gonna continue to wear this. And what?
So it smells like your butt because you put it in your back near your butt.
My butt smells like leather then, and that's awesome.
Nope.
You're a lucky man.
You know it.
But so I'm going to continue to carry it and try it out and see how we do with it and everything. So far, like I said, in the back, that sounds wrong, works.
Tell you what model it was that he made you?
I think it's called
Probably.
Erica.
Yeah, I'm going to go with it's mine.
Yeah, I'm looking on his website right now. The only thing that looks close to it is his deep cover inside clip-on. But that was originally made for a J-frame. And so hold yours up again, Ari.
I see the other side.
Yeah, yeah. It doesn't look like anything on his website. So maybe we can convince. Maybe he made it custom for you, and we can. Maybe is going to be a Cuts custom leather, the Erica.
That would be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
He was super knowledgeable, and we didn't have a lot of time today because I had to get going. But he did say that he would come back and walk me through some things. He was talking about his daughters and how they're also little framed, and he was also maybe suggesting that even the carry gun that I use might be just a little too big for my frame. But we'll try this, and we'll go from there. I set the dogs off.
Good job.
Sorry. Get him.
I guess that's better that you muted yourself. Just a little blurb from Bob Cutt's website. It's a one-man shop started back in 1980, and he's a recently retired Rochester police officer, which is cool. I really like supporting local and small business. For anybody that knows me, I'm constantly out there. You know, I may not always have a ton of money to buy stuff from people, but you know, anybody that wants to let me check stuff out, you know, very cool. I love talking about people's stuff. I love promoting other people's companies. I think our community on Instagram has grown immensely. I really have met lots of new friends, and that was really a big part of why we started this radio show, is to support some of our friends and other people in the community. So, very cool. For Guns and Gear this week for me, I don't have a ton to talk about. However, I did get a chance to finally film the stealth gear holster I was using. So I'm going to put that video up once I edit it. It'll probably go up tomorrow night or sometime over the weekend. But I am excited for that. Really, for me, other than the awesome trick shotgun loading I did that one-upped everybody in the world, that's really all I did for guns this week.
That was a cool video, though, Mike. I enjoyed shooting it.
Yeah, really good.
We expect to see the same thing with your new breacher.
Well, what was that you suggested? We're going to throw that up, and I'm going to try and catch it appendix. I don't think Erica's going to want that anything near there.
Yeah, let's not do that one.
On the you know, what's funny is we can bring up, because I highly doubt the dude is listening to our radio show, but we've never posted it, so I think I may leak it out at some point. We have the video of me cutting off the head of a target with a couple DMO knives, and later on that day, this was at Shockwave, later on that day, the owner of said targets flipped out at me and Brian, a.k.a. Bam Bam, and it just went on and on and on about how we were supposed to pay for it. These targets were trashed because they had about 15,000 rounds of full auto in them, and we decided to make a couple of videos of cutting their heads off with some DMO knives. And,
you didn't even tell me you did this. Holy
no, the videos came out great. They're on my phone. I think who's that really good customer of yours? Mark, right?
Yeah, Mark Shelton.
He's got a couple of the videos, I think, too.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Well, let's move on here.
Mike?
Yeah.
I also got a couple cool videos and pictures of you.
Oh yeah, was that from
that Erica probably hasn't seen? What?
Is that you sticking the sausage in my nose?
It was in your mouth, but
yeah.
Oh man, how come I don't get tagged in these things? Come on.
Well, I didn't post it. I actually forgot to post it because
thank God.
I told them that I wasn't going to post it until we were a good 1,000 miles away.
Right.
Hey, Mike, just to let you know, Brian McCabe on the YouTube said that he did end up ordering a stealth gear holster and wanted to know if you've been wearing yours appendix at all.
I have, Mr. Brian McCabe. I wore it for an entire day straight, and I will say this, it was a shit ton more comfortable than your standard hybrid holsters. I really did like it. I think it needs to break in a little bit more. and I think I need to lose about 10 pounds, and I'll be able to sit, because when I work I sit, just like this, the way I am now. So the more I slouch, the less comfortable it is. So other than that, I think it's a great holster. But very cool. I'm glad you got one, Brian. That's awesome. Let me jump ahead to our next news topic here, and it's a quick one, but it's really exciting and kind of weird. So the coolest thing that we read is that scientists say they're going to create living dinosaurs within the next 5 years. And I don't know about you guys, but I watch the Jurassic Park movies, and they don't end well. I don't want dinosaurs up in here. I don't have big enough guns for that shit, and we're basically making. They're saying they're making a chickenosaurus. That's essentially a bird that is like a dinosaur.
They're having the most problems, though, replicating the tail.
Oh, really?
Mm.
So who the fuck cares about the tail that's going to have 9,000 teeth?
As long as it has big breasts, I don't care.
Big wings.
Good news.
Hell yeah,
I did
big
take I took a quiz on Facebook, and it says that I would survive Jurassic Park. So just putting that out there for you guys. Stick with me. You'll survive.
But because Facebook quiz said that, right?
Yeah. And everything that you see on there is totally true.
Obviously.
Right, and that's good.
Well, we might be making some. Not sure how big of a knife or a sword we can get, but
we need the largest one ever. We'll have to throw it in my CNC machine and actually machine something that's like 48 inches long. Oh, very cool. I don't have anything else to say. It was a short article, and it kind of honestly scares the shit out of me because I don't want dinosaurs up in here. So next up, we've got our medical prepping section, and Andy's going to tell us the top things you need to bring to the range with you. So take it away, Mr. Andy.
You guys can jump in any time. I want to do this quick because we're kind of running late. I kind of put together a top 10 list and added a couple other things that I think might be good. These are the first things. A sturdy belt. I personally have the Aries Gear, the enhanced belt. It's $110 for this belt. Well worth every single penny for this thing, I swear to God. What kind of belt do you guys wear? Anything special? I know, Mike, you have like a seat belt.
I do. It has a seat belt buckle, but you know how easy that is to go poop?
Yes, pooping is very important when it comes to guns.
It's funny that you say that. The other day I was going to the bathroom and pooping, obviously, and I thought about that we need to have an entire discussion, and I'm going to save it for next week, about what to do with your gun when you go poop, whether it be at work or at a public place or whatever.
Yes,
because
I agree.
I'm not going to lie. I had it falls out of your pants or whatever, and it's just weird.
Are you talking about the gun or something else?
Both. And
okay.
I don't know. So I think it's a good discussion to have. But not right now, obviously. Keep going.
Next is the gun you train with. I've seen a lot of people show up with an LCP and try to do a class with something like that. Come on, guys. Use the gun that's going to work. That's a quick one. The holster. A holster that you can train with. You need something sturdy, something you can reholster. I've seen people with like the Vanguards from Raven Concealment, which is an excellent holster, but reholstering that is such a pain in the ass. Next thing, number 4, 3 magazines at least.
This is for a class or just general range?
Well, I mean, if you're going to the range, I mean, have at least 3 magazines.
Yeah. Practice your reload.
Right. Number 5, a med kit. I mean, we've gone into some of the things of what's in a med kit, so I'm not going to do that now, but everybody, please get a med kit.
Absolutely.
Number 6, in our region, 6 and 7 are kind of the same, bug spray and sunscreen. Depends on what season you are, but I find myself always at the range with no sunscreen, burning the crap out of my neck. Number 8, everywhere. Water, hydrate. Number 9, some snacks if you're there all day long. Blood sugar getting low. Grab some snacks, quick granola bar or something.
And this is
And the last,
great. These are great suggestions for people who are going and wondering what to bring if they're going to their first handgun 101 class, or
absolutely.
defensive handgun 1 or defensive carbine 1. If you're unsure what to bring, this list is great. Just your minimum without even talking about your ammo and stuff. This is important. So yes.
Number 10 is a chair. Most ranges, I think, have 2 or 3 chairs, and you have 30 guys standing there in a class. I always bring my chair, and it was like, dude, how do they supply these? I'm like, no, you have to bring your own chair. 11 through 15, and then I'm done. Quick one. Layers of clothes. It always starts out freezing in the morning. I remember doing a class with Erica, and oh my God, was it cold in the morning. And I had to give her my Tad Gear Creature hoodie. And
it's a great hoodie.
But during the day it warmed up. We got hot, shed the layers. 12, raincoat, kind of goes in with the layers. 13, a hat. Some of us are getting up there in age and losing some of our hair, so always bring a hat. And 14, a small cooler to keep your hydration in. And the last one, a multi-tool. Bam!
Very cool. Yeah, I think.
How's that? Was that quick enough for you, Harry?
Did you say cleaning kit or no?
No, I didn't say cleaning kit.
You think people need to bring a cleaning kit?
No, I always rely on that one guy who brings it. Glenn.
Glenn. I think Glenn packed my bag once with a cleaning kit when I went to take a long range course.
Yeah, we both did. It's what it said in the instructions. Oh, one thing. I did get a text from Mike Ann from X8 Tactical. He said that Bob said that it is a deep cover holster.
Very cool. I think it should be called the Erica.
Yeah, he actually also said that they might change the name.
To the Erica.
Clearly.
And Blue State Refuge says he used the SOE belt for his EDC. Good belt. I agree.
Good belt. Yeah, shout out to John and Amanda. They're probably not listening because they're way cooler than I am. And thank you guys for wearing my shirts in most of your videos. So you guys are cool. And for the free drinks in Vegas, Nashville, wherever we were. Cool. Next up, we have Tech Corner. And I didn't really prepare too much for it, but I wanted to see if any of you guys have been following the E3 stuff lately. And it's been going on basically the last couple days here. Seems like, everybody's saying that the PlayStation 4 is just owning the Xbox One. But I have an Xbox One, and so screw y'all. I'm going home. Andy, did you get a chance to watch any of the E3 stuff been going on?
I've seen some of the previews of some of the games coming out. I'm really looking forward to the Star Wars game coming out.
Yeah.
Isn't
there a new Halo coming out also, or?
They've been saying that for a while, yep.
Yeah. Yeah,
the Metal Gear Solid looks pretty solid also.
Yeah, the new Metal Gear Solid does look pretty good. I think there was, and I was looking for an article because oh, here it is. So Microsoft finally released that the Xbox One will be able to play Xbox 360 games.
Yep,
which,
I heard that.
As I just traded in like all of my Xbox 360 games because I was like, these will never be able to play.
I thought of you as soon as I heard that. I was like, well, poo.
Yeah, but I did keep the ones. I kept a bunch that we didn't finish. Or if I still had an idea that I wanted to play it. So at least now I can finally retire the Xbox 360 and update it and hopefully try this out. So I don't know if any of our listeners out there are gamers. I like gaming. I like all different kinds of games, but I play Xbox. I played through all of it. Andy or Rob and Brian, do you guys game at all?
I'm a big PC gamer. I like the PC games. I can't get on my Xbox because my kid's always playing Minecraft anyway.
Yeah, I do. I'm mostly first-person shooter. Used to be a big Call of Duty until they all started blurring together. Been doing some Destiny.
How do you like that? I actually bought it, but I never started.
I like it. It's pretty good. One thing I wish the guns, you can't really customize the guns or upgrade the guns. It's basically whatever you find. Kind of like Borderlands was, you know. But I haven't downloaded the new DLC pack, so I don't know. It's something wolves. But yeah, it's been all right. And like they were saying, I was interested and still interested to see how, because they say it's going to be a continuous game. I mean, it's not like going to be a year long and then, you know, they're going to come out with a new game. They're just going to keep on building onto this game. And so I think they're doing a good job so far.
Cool.
But,
I think there's a lot of good games out there, and I'm not. I bet you'd be surprised how many firearms dudes or people are into gaming. So that's cool. That's all. I just want to touch on some gaming this week. Next week, hopefully, I'll have a little more in-depth tech topic. If anybody has anything specific they want to talk about, you know, computers, they want to ask questions. You know, who knows? Tech Corner may turn into Ask the Geeks a question, and maybe we'll figure out how to solve your problems or something. Or if you got a question about phone stuff or whatever. So, cool.
If anybody out there sees me on Xbox One, it's Black Donkey Show.
Is that serious or?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna look you up just because I like Black Donkey Show.
Mike, did you hear if they were coming out with what's the game that I really like?
BioShock.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nothing yet.
It's creepy.
All right, let's jump into drink of the week. And this week we have a local brewery that came and dropped off some growlers called the Lost Boroughs Brewery, craft brewed in Rochester, New York. They are local, and I have the Summer Ale. It says it's 4.8%, and yeah, they're pretty cool. We know one of the co-owners, Dan, locally, is a gun dude as well, into firearms. Andy, you have the IPA, right?
He's muted.
Oh, Andy, you're muted.
I have the Hop Chester. It's 6.7%. Very, very yumminess.
Yeah. The summer ale is good. It's light. It's got some aromatic flavors to it. The biggest thing I like in a summer ale, though, is I'm a big fan of like a shandy, like a summer shandy, or a little sweeter. But this is good. It's nice and light. I think they did a good job on it, and I'll be curious about the Hop Chester as well. I'm not a huge IPA fan, but I like craft beer, and I think that'll be cool. So shout out to Dan and the guys at the Lost Boroughs Brewery. Check them out on the website. Lost Borough. Let me get you the exact link here because I had it up earlier.
Yeah, I've got the same thing that you have, Mike, and
take it up.
obviously I've had no problems drinking all of mine and everything. It smells wonderful. But yeah, I'd like to try the IPA and everything. I'm not a huge IPA person, but yeah, why not? It's good to go.
Yeah. So lostboroughbrewing.com, BOROUGH brewing.com, and they're downtown Rochester. There, if anybody wants to get a hold of them, look them up on Facebook and on their website. I don't know if they ship growlers or anything, but definitely check it out.
They got a pretty good Instagram too. Follow them on that.
Yeah. I tagged them on one of them, so if you look through some of our posts, you can probably find it. Very cool, though. I'm glad they brought this down, so thank you again for them. And next week, hopefully somebody will come bring us some whiskey, because I like whiskey and bourbon and all that fun stuff. So
That's all you've been drinking lately.
I know, but I feel like it's less calories than drinking beer. I know it's not, but you shut your mouth. All right, it is time for everybody's favorite segment. Who is excited? Who's excited? I'm excited. Who else is excited?
I'm excited.
Erica's excited. Ready?
You know what really grinds my gears?
All right, what do you got this week?
All right. Well, this one, there was a lot going on actually at work this week. We lost power, blah blah blah. But I don't really like to talk about work stuff for what grinds my gears, because that's kind of serious but so I was focused on that. So literally, I stumbled across what really grinds my gears today. So you're driving along, and maybe you're in like a plaza or something, and you're driving, and there's those crosswalks, okay? You stop for a crosswalk. Or somebody's standing on the side, and it's raining or something, and you see that they want to cross. So you stop the car, and you let them cross. I expect two things. One of two things. Either knees to chest, bitches, okay? Move your ass, all right? Or a wave. Like, hey, if you can't move that fast, thanks a lot. I appreciate you stopping your car and not hitting me, okay? If not, that really grinds my gears. So either move it or a little bit of courtesy. Just, oh, hey, thank you so much, okay? I don't expect grandma to do knees to chest, but if you're like 20 years of age and you're a track star and you're crossing from the gym to your car, let's not linger. So it really grinds my gears.
You know what really grinds my gears?
If you don't wave or if you don't move your butts. So there you go.
So no riding bicycles, and you better wave to Erica or she's going to hit you with a car.
Well, you can ride a bike, but once again, why do you have to ride on the white line?
So everybody, if you're keeping track, last week, don't ride a bike. This week, don't walk through the crosswalk. Eventually, we're not going to be able to do anything. So, all right. Well, thank you for that, and thank you for telling us.
You know what really grinds my gears?
Cool.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you. So, all right, it's time for my weekly YouTube video, and shout out to my homie who said he's not watching, but he is going to watch the replay. Dave Moore. I don't know if any of you guys have met Dave before, but I got the chance to. I've been following him and interacting with him on the Instagrams for a while. I got to meet him in person finally at NRA in Nashville. He's a cool dude, kind of weird looking, but cool dude. And I like the guy. I'm just breaking his balls. Anyway, so he came up with a bunch of cool stuff, and what really was nuts was that he's got this, and this kind of applies to some of the medical stuff that you do, Andy, but he did the nasopharyngeal airway self-insertion. So since we do a lot about medical and everything, we're going to go ahead and show this video. Let me pull it up here, so everybody hang on. Set myself to presenter. Present. And stop. Nope, screen share. And we are going to make this big. Do this one. Share. All right, can everybody see that?
No.
No.
You can't see it at all?
Oh, there you go.
Okay, well, here. Now everybody see it.
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Hey guys, Dave Moore on DaveMoore.com. As I said, I might try out the nasopharyngeal tube. So what I have here is a Rush number 26 nasopharyngeal tube that was out of my trauma kit. Now this is to show you that
He
it
talks
can
really
be done
fast.
and it's not that bad, but it can be a very good tool to have in your kit. Now they say that you're supposed to measure it from your earlobe to your nostril, and it's about the right.
That one's too short.
I'm just going to, I guess, show you how to do this. First, it came with a packet of lube. I'm going to skip that, and I'm going to use spit because you're not always going to have the lube available. So here it goes.
Yeah, get it in your mouth.
Slobber on it because you can't stick a dry object in a dry hole. Get it nice and lubed up before you stick it in. That's what she said, and then you just stick it in.
Oh, that's weird. How is he not throwing up?
Just like that.
It doesn't go to your gag reflex, though.
Yeah, but oh my god, I
It's not
almost
that bad. It will make your eyes water.
I
But
feel
one
like
thing
I'm
that
gonna
you will learn
vomit.
by doing this to yourself is how it actually feels, and you will learn that you will need to tape this to the nostril to keep it in place because it does want to push itself out of your face because it's not meant to be inside of your face. So you can learn a lot by doing this to yourself. I don't recommend everybody do it, obviously, but it is not that hard. As long as it's lubed up properly, it can slide right in there with no problem. So I wanted to do that for you guys, so now you've seen it. But until the next video, I guess, keep shooting, guys.
That's weird as fuck.
I'm not doing that.
No.
Never going to do that.
No, Andy, explain to us what that is for.
That's an airway adjunct. I have one right here. Da, da, da. He put a 26 in. That's a little short. It probably didn't go all the way where it's supposed to do the correct job, but man, I give him props because I don't want to do that to myself. I put one in about 2 inches when we were in class, and I was like, nope, not going to do it.
Will you do it on camera next week?
For the right amount of money, absolutely.
Mike, will you then try and follow it up with some trick ones?
Yes, I will throw a nasopharyngeal thing into the air and land it right in my nose. Get on my.
You guys gotta watch the YouTube. You gotta watch that.
Yeah. Cool. So that is it for tonight. How do we do on time? Did we do okay?
Hour 15.
Good. Not too bad. We're a little early than last week. So, cool. What's everybody got upcoming? Brian and Rob, give us a little rundown. Where can everybody find you?
You can find us on Instagram at DMO Knives, Facebook.com/DMO Knives.com, and Gmail, DMOKnives@gmail.com.
Cool. And what's the website link again? DMOKnives.com?
Correct. And it's going through an upgrade. It's kind of dated, but we're getting it there. So getting some help from one of our good customers.
Cool, very cool. And Rob, what is yours? Is Dead Moose Ops? Is there any other way people can get a hold of you?
Yeah, Dead Moose Ops for Instagram, and then deadmooseops@gmail.com for my email.
Cool. Yeah, what's everybody got going on this weekend? Andy, what do you got going on this weekend?
This weekend, shit, I don't even know. I'm working Sunday at the firehouse. Saturday, I'm sure we're going out shooting somewhere. I just wanted to give
Father's
a.
Day, guys.
What's that?
Father's Day.
Oh yeah, Father's Day. I'm working. Anyway, I want to shout out to MDTS and Craig Douglas ShivWorks. They're having a class July 24th through the 26th next month. Awesome ECQC class. The best ECQC in the country, held in New York, and you're not going to find one anywhere else in the state, so I really recommend hopping on to MDTS's website and sign up for that class.
Yeah,
and
Craig
also,
is a phenomenal teacher. Phenomenal dude.
And also Paul Gomez, the Polypalooza Fest for Paul Gomez's family is in August 15th that weekend, and you will not find a better group of instructors giving their time to a family than that. So search it's polypalooza.com. Search it, and I'll see you there.
I will actually be there teaching.
I think I'll be a medic there again this year. I was there last year.
Cool. One other thing about the ECQC class, the Thursday prior to that class, we will actually have Craig Douglas on our show as a guest. So that will be cool right before it. Definitely check out MDTS Training's website for a description on the class. It's not cheap, but it's 3 days of training. For the amount of training you get for it, it is cheap. And there's certain classes that I think everybody should take, whether you're a gun guy or just want to protect your family. This is one of them. And make sure you get out to that class or get some information on it. Contact me, contact Andy. We can put you in the right direction. Erica, what do you got going on this weekend?
Nothing. Dance is over with, so I'm done for a while for that. And yeah, probably just hanging out at home. Kid stuff. Yada yada. Maybe we'll go for a hike or something. Like doing that. Who do we have next week? Do we have anybody confirmed next week on the show?
Next week we have. Let me pull up my little thing here. We need to get in touch with them. But our next week on the show we have Maureen from the Instagrams at Maureen Lynn, and she should be a good time. A lot to talk about, and she's one of All Star Tactical sponsored shooters, so it will be a great time. This weekend don't know what I'm going to do. I'm still feeling a little under the weather. I've been sick for the past couple days, and hopefully I'll be better for the weekend, but probably just going to lay around, do nothing this weekend, try and recover, be ready for next week. So get a hold of us. Make sure you guys follow us on the YouTube. Subscribe to this channel, Crash and Burn. Follow myself, Mike Santola, on Instagram, Erica Santola, and Andy Dickinson on Instagram. We have not created a Crash and Burn Instagram. We probably won't. We'll just keep promoting it separately. But do follow Crash and Burn on Twitter at Crash and Burn TV. And find us on Facebook. Get a hold of us. Send us your questions. Send us your topics. Thank you again, everybody, for watching the show this week. Seems like we had a lot of good interaction. If you guys have any suggestions, like I said, get a hold of us. And I want to once again thank DMO Knives for coming on the show, and thank you guys all for listening once again. And hopefully we can keep this show going, and it'll be a good time. So everybody, have a good night.
Not really grinds my gears.
Nice.
Oh, Erica, I sent you an email.
I got that.
Hey, Andy.
Yes.
I sent Mike a picture of our tomahawk to send to you.